Philly sports, love and pain. I'm Dave. That's Kenny.
I didn't even see the little fucking countdown.
It's because you're over there playing with some baby toy. You don't even have a kid yet.
Tell me you've never seen. Look at these things. You couldn't even put this in your ass if you wanted to. Look at this fucking thing.
Why would you want to put that in your ass?
I'm just saying, maybe you're into things.
Everyone is showing. Kenny is showing a baby toy with the rings, like the color rainbow rings.
Is this not the biggest one you've ever seen?
I don't know why he's talking about putting it in his ass, though. It's kind of weird.
I don't know what these fucking people are into.
It's a weird way to start this horrendously terrible podcast where we have to talk about once again the Sixers Groundhog
shitting the bed
Groundhog Day of fucking round 2 exit, and it was, I didn't get to watch a lot of it on Sunday because it was Mother's Day, and we were out.
Imagine being such a pussy and you can't watch a sport on Mother's Day.
Yeah, imagine being such a pussy where you don't want the Sixers to ruin your day.
They didn't ruin my day.
Well,
they absolutely ruined my fucking day.
Yeah, I listened to into the third quarter and just long enough to know that they were getting absolutely fucking shellacked.
It didn't make any sense too, because like Toby came out, he drained that 3, and I was like, oh. And then,
right away, it's like 55-55. Let's go, bitch. We're here.
And then they score 3 more points for the whole quarter.
You can't make up what happened in that quarter.
Oh, you can, because it happened.
I didn't get to see it, and I listened to it, and I airplane mode my phone. I didn't even look at anything. Watched, what I didn't see. I watched like the third quarter, like the middle of the third quarter to the end of the game, and you saw a complete shutdown. They gave up. And it's weird, to be honest.
Why do they put themselves in a position?
Wait for it.
Where, oh, yeah. That little crack. That crack gets me going. It gets me in my heebie-jeebies.
All right, there you go. Go continue. Sorry. Put themselves in a position
to like win. like look back at all these fucking series, the Kawhi Leonard, the Ben Simmons, the bubble was a weird fucking year. I mean, they looked like dog poop. And then this year they're winning, I think by 3 or 4 or 5 maybe, with like 4 minutes in the fourth quarter of Game 6. And then they decided they didn't want to play basketball.
They had Game 6 locked up. That was that moment when Tatum came back in the fourth quarter and shoot a basketball. That was the moment where they lost the series, I think. Mentally, obviously,
You can't have Tatum shoot as poorly as he fucking shot, and then lose that game, and then think he's not going to put 50 on you.
Yeah, why didn't we bet that?
I mean, honestly, Dave, I never thought in a million years that he. I mean, I know he can go off. Don't get me wrong, but he couldn't fucking miss.
Now, you can't predict what happened on Sunday. I mean, I know that anybody can sit at home and say, oh, I knew they're going to fucking lose. They had no shot. That it's the same old bullshit, same old shit, blah, blah, blah.
That's fine. You can say you thought they were going to lose. I mean, that's a fair statement. But the way they lost, no fucking way you're calculating that one.
That was my point. Like, there's anybody thought that they were going to be, between no one in this fucking area thought that Toby Harris was going to be one fucking scorer on Sunday. Come on, stop.
19.
Stop.
We didn't have one shooter in 20 points with 20 points.
No, they had 19. That was the high.
That's embarrassing.
The whole game. Well, not the whole game was embarrassing, but the second half was embarrassing. The first half was sluggish, but it wasn't embarrassing.
There's all these bugs in here now. Oh.
That's because you live. It's because you live in the fucking jungle.
Oh God! I gotta this podcast. I gotta mute myself. I'll be right back. Keep going.
All right, so Kenny's gonna close his garage door. For those of you who watched the draft episode, you would remember where we had to pause. Watching Kenny try to get out of this chair is fucking hilarious. We had to literally pause the stream because the Kenny's garage door sounds like a fucking Gatling gun. Yeah, no, the first half I felt like they actually played decent basketball. They had a lead most of the time. They had the lead. Boston went on a run in the second quarter, and really they went on the run after that stupid ass tech by Niang.
Oh, I disagree.
We got to talk about it.
I mean,
so I don't know what you're going to disagree with, but what I'm saying is that the action of the tech is Bush League and has the momentum of the entire first half to completely swing around.
I would argue that the James Harden flagrant was more impactful than the Niang. No, listen, the Niang thing is stupid. And if Glenn had a brain, he should have ran over to him and been like, you know what I mean, yelled at him. Well, get them some energy.
Maybe that's part of the reason why Doc's not here today.
Yeah, because he probably would have taken a fucking month to walk over to Niang. I don't think that was a flagrant on Harden. I think that's a very ticky-tacky call to suggest that he flared it
on purpose.
Come on, how do you know he wasn't doing it under the basket? Like under it and go into a layup. But you could argue that
the Niang play was stupid.
They're both stupid, and they both were the cause of the demise, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even know if you could point to one thing. You know what I mean? Like, should Doc have been fired? I don't know. Like,
I mean, he was growing on me a little bit.
I'll tell you what's hilarious to me. Everybody, if we got into a time machine, and we went back a year and we said, listen, a year from now, they're going to have the same result. They're going to go out in the second round, but you are going to like Doc Rivers. Everybody would be like, get the fuck out of here. You're an idiot. Doc Rivers can go. He's the worst ever, blah, blah, blah. Why all of a sudden they convinced us this is very similar to what happened with Jonathan Gannon. What happened to us with Jonathan Gannon near the end of the Eagles season was we got roped in. We saw the video where he's like, we're going to fucking gut these guys. And we were all like, fuck yeah, let's fucking go. Jonathan Gannon loves Philly and he's all about it. And he wasn't. Time he was getting ready to leave. Doc, it's almost the same type of thing. We convinced ourselves to like Doc Rivers when in reality it was the same old. I thought things changed. I did, but I'm not in the room, and clearly nothing has changed. Those guys weren't motivated to go out and win that game on Sunday at all.
I mean, they certainly didn't win it for Doc Rivers.
Well, they certainly didn't try to do it for themselves either.
Well, that's for sure. And I think you could argue that, like, I think Doc's inevitable playoff rotation was kind of part of the demise. They traded a pick for McDaniels. They traded, was it just McDaniels? House, right?
McDaniels or House? Which one? Yeah, pick your poison.
And then House played, right? Anyway, like he refused. Like, why did we trade these assets to just have these guys rot on the bench?
That's the same kind of stuff that happened before.
I saw an interesting tweet. It was like, if you are coached by Doc Rivers and you're 29 or older, you're gonna have a great career. If you're under 29, you're not going to see the court. And that's essentially what ends up happening. And, I was looking at ages today because, like, I'm fascinated by, like, how old these people are because, well, they're our age.
Yeah.
But like, I'll give you two examples. Montez Harris is 32 years old or 31. I thought he was fucking 40.
Well, every single player looks older than they are. It's just the way it is.
Blake Griffin, same thing. I mean, this dude was a fucking absolute machine. People, and he's not that old. I mean, he's 33, I think. The people in the NBA, they seem to die very quickly. Careers quickly die. Whether it's you, well, look at Ben Simmons.
Fell off the face of the earth.
You know what I mean? So like, I think NBA has a short lifespan, unless you're like fucking LeBron, who's like, every time he goes home, he's cyborg dipped in oil and fucking with like, you know what I'm talking about, like the fucking breathing shit on him, and he's in a vat of liquids.
We like the whole LeBron thing is just wild to me. Like the longevity, the amount of minutes he plays, he doesn't rest as much as he probably. Like he probably could be even better if he took a couple games off. I mean, maybe not. Maybe he's the kind of guy that just needs to fucking go. Maybe, I don't know. But the dude's legendary. And for people to talk shit on LeBron and like the LeBron hate is simply, to me, it's simply because he's not here and he's not yours. That's the hate. There's no other reason to hate LeBron. Like none.
He is kind of annoying though, right?
But he doesn't talk shit. He doesn't come out and say, you guys, these guys fucking suck, or he's not that kind of guy. He's not like a hateable guy.
He's not flashing a gun for the second time on Instagram Live.
He's not on fucking IG Live, fucking flashing guns and his did you see how like his boy was like, oh fuck, he's got a gun out.
Yeah,
tried to fucking pull it away all fast and shit.
Yeah, his buddy's like, no, you can't be this fucking stupid. And you know what's crazy? And I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that you can't go back on an IG Live. There's no rewind. There's no replayability, right? I'm pretty sure. Like it doesn't load back up onto your timeline, so you could check it back out later.
Someone saw that he was live on IG and started just to record it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. 100%.
Dude, what do people are fucking weird, man.
And honestly, I mean, I would do it if they were like $10,000 if someone can give me Morant with a gun again. Oh yeah. But like, what are you getting? Because they're not going to credit they're not going to credit the person's, Twitter handle.
No, what the fuck are you going to get out of that? You're not going to get anything out of it.
He is the fakest fucking person, though. I mean, fakest. Honestly, that 8 Mile rap where he's like, his name is Clarence. Like that's literally Ja. Like he went to a fucking prestigious fucking school. His parents are fucking white. Like he's literally that rap battle in the 8 Mile. Literally.
It's actually a pretty good comparison, I think.
I'd love him though. I'd love the Sixers to have a guy like that though.
Well,
a little less gunplay, a little more playoff basketball for me though.
Yeah, a little less gun would be nice. But really, I mean, they need a young point guard. They're never going to fucking get one. Oh, don't worry. We have a first round pick next year.
I have a beef.
Which beef? Because I have a couple, and we need to get them all out. So you go first.
I have arguably the biggest beef.
Okay.
If I have to believe, or if I have to see this thing where they're like, the Sixers traded their with Boston and they didn't take Jason Tatum, I'm going to shoot something in the face. Okay? I'm going to Ja Morant the situation.
All right. So, yeah. Can we just put this to bed, people?
Because apparently people do not believe that this is the fucking... Do you think that Boston's sitting at 1, who they know they're taking Jason Tatum? I mean, literally, it couldn't have been more posterized everywhere you went. Boston's taking Jason Tatum. So the Sixers call, and for some reason the Sixers are worried that the Lakers are going to take Fultz. When they were already eyed up to take Ball. I mean, the 1-2 picks were already determined, and the Sixers were like, let's riffle the feather.
Hold on a second. Hold on. Stop. I remember that the second pick was not determined.
Disagree.
There's literally no reason for them to trade the 1.
That's my whole fucking point. So that's an important fact though. That is like. That literally is the fact that is needed to make this argument. Okay.
Right? You know what I'm saying?
So say that part of it is out of it. Like we don't know, right? Okay, we'll just say we'll just say that the Lakers were gonna take Fultz and they had to jump him to get Fultz because that was their fucking guy, right?
Okay.
Just say that was the case.
Sure.
The Celtics were never gonna make the trade, people.
Right. They still weren't getting Tatum. Like, this is the bottom line. The people that are going on Twitter and saying the Sixers are dumb for not taking Tatum in that draft, you are wrong. Just flat out. Because unless you're saying they should have told Boston, no, we're going to take Fultz and then taking Tatum anyway.
You can't do that. You can't do that.
I mean, if that's what you're saying, then that's okay. If that's what you're saying, okay. But that's just not reality. I mean,
bro, could you fucking imagine?
No one would ever trade with you ever.
That's what I mean. Could you? And it's not just like, oh, this team's not going to trade with you anymore, right? Like, it's not like, oh, LA's not going to trade with you or Boston. It's everyone because you're a fucking snake. A fucking snake. I can't. I don't know. It's like, just say there's like a giant mound of gold right in front of you.
Yeah.
And you're not gonna take it, right? Like it's just so fucking asinine to sit here and think that, oh, they had a shot at Jason Tatum. It doesn't matter what your board looked like, right? Like it just doesn't fucking matter. Jason Tatum was the number one I don't even care. He was better than Fultz. He always was going to be better than Fultz. And if the Sixers were primed to take Tatum, they would have fucking taken him. There's no way they move up. I can't handle these fucking people. And it's casuals. I know it is. I know it's fucking people that only come on to watch it in the second round exit. That's all it is. It's casual fucking fans. And the shit drives me. It's probably some fucking 14-year-old kid who's fucking was fucking 11 years old when this thing happened and has no idea what the fuck he's talking about. And I'm tired of it. I'm sick of it. And listen, I know the Sixers are and I told you this all through the Ben Simmons saga. They're the most frustrating professional sports team in this city. They are the fucking worst. They are just literally a girlfriend that just cheats on you every fucking time. That's what they do. They just fucking cheat. They get fucking cum in their mouth and they make out with you 3 minutes later. That's the Sixers. I don't give a fuck. Look at me all you want. That's what the Sixers do. Chrissy, chill. And listen, it's the truth. But they're not that fucking dumb. They're not that fucking dumb. And neither is Boston. So shut up. Shut the fuck up.
So stop making that point on Twitter because it's not a point.
Oh, dude, it fills me with rage.
So
it fills me with more rage than them losing for the 19th time in a row in the second round, Game 7. It fills me with more rage.
So, for what's worse, let's talk about this. What's worse, losing on the last shot?
Oh, this is a fun one.
Or getting blown out by 25.
It's losing on the last shot, and I'll take it 10 times out of 10. Every time.
Losing on the last shot is worse.
No. Better.
Okay. So you're saying
try that again.
You're saying getting blown out is worse.
Way worse.
Yeah, I agree with you.
I don't think it's fucking close. At least you're in the whole fucking game. We could turn the game off at the half, 3 minutes into the fucking third.
Yeah. So like, you mean as far as like I think they're different, right? Like the last second shot, right? That's like a dagger. That's like,
and it hurts, and you're like, fuck.
It's like watching Final Destination, and he has an argument with his girlfriend, and he turns around and steps into the street and literally gets whacked by a bus.
Yes, 100%.
That's the dagger shot, right? The blowout where you're losing like the whole game, and then they extend. You call timeout, they extend. You call timeout, they extend. That's I don't know if there's anything worse than that in a game 7. I really don't. It's almost like in hockey. It'd be like in hockey losing like 8-0 in game 7.
Well, Jake said something that was interesting though, and you could parlay this into a belief about the other.
All right.
Sorry. Last minute shot could lead to management thinking we were right here. We don't need to make adjustments.
Yep.
So that you could argue, but I'd rather have that than what we saw on Sunday was just an absolute abysmal of a situation. I watched it with obviously my in-laws and my brother-in-law. Well, both brother-in-laws, but anyway, like my one brother-in-law is a big fucking Sixers fan, and dude, it was tough for what I mean, watching him go through the because I am too, but like he's like invested, um. He was saying shit that I didn't even know he knew how to fucking say. You know what I mean? Like shit that I'm like, oh shit, bro. Like, and I was cracking up, and like, thankfully for him, because without him, I probably, if I was at home by myself, ugh, wolf.
It's just so disappointing on so many levels. Like, I said to you, I was like, why do we like sports, dude? Like, this is like,
your life would be so much better if the only thing you cared about was like pro wrestling. Your life would be a dandy.
We just in order to, I don't know how to be half in, I think is what it is, and I don't know if anybody really does. Like,
I did pretty good this year. I was half in
on the Sixers.
Yeah, even up to the playoffs, and then they blew out Brooklyn, and I was like, and that's the other thing, man. Like,
oh god damn it, it's
they had to carry that shit to 7. They couldn't lose in 5.
They fucked this up so bad too, because okay, so that's exactly what I was getting at with the blowout loss, right? Like when you get blown out in Game 7. You like if you lose on the last shot, it's like fuck, man, fuck. You scream fuck a bunch, and like you're like, damn it, like we're that close, and then you're like, all right, move on, and then you're like, all right, what are we gonna do next year? When you get blown out, it's like
the same thing we do every night,
when you get blown out, you're like, okay, we need to fire the coach. I have no idea who's going to be playing on this team next year. No idea, none. No, I don't know if I can trust Joel Embiid. What is Harden? Is he a piece of shit or is he decent? Is Maxey ever going to be worth anything? Toby, get the fuck out of here. PJ Tucker, what are you? I don't know. I don't know if I want you around, but we have to because we have you on contract for fucking 2 more years. Like all this shit goes through your mind when you get blown out. When you don't get blown out, it's not like that. When you don't get blown out, it's like, man, all right, well, we are almost there. We lost by 1 shot. That's not where they are now. Now all of a sudden they're in a fucking tailspin. They got to figure out which way's up. They fired Doc Rivers, which I think they need to do, but
if they bring in D'Antonio or whatever his name is, that is it.
If they bring in D'Antoni, I mean
that's it.
What is he like 75?
They can kiss these little balls goodbye.
They're not going to do that
because I will. That is like the most, and you know what that is? That's panhandling to fucking Harden. And I don't think we need to do that. Although I don't know what a better option out there is. There's no Maxey is going to be very, very good.
Well, supposedly,
but he's not going to take the leap you need him to take in 1 year.
Supposedly, Sam Cassell worked with Maxey a lot.
Okay, but what about the rest of the fucking Sixers? Like, I know you're good for Maxey, but what are you good? Like, are you good with everyone else?
But you.
And you can't even trade. Everyone's like, oh, they can get rid of Tobias Harris. Who's going to take him?
There's a lot of teams that would take him. There really are.
He's not
as bad as you make him out to be.
You can't play 42 minutes and put up 2 points. I don't care how elite your defense is.
No, you're right. You can't.
You need.
But how many times did he do that?
2 or 3. I don't remember the exact number.
That's not a lot, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's good for 15, 12 to 15. In the playoffs, maybe it's like 10 to 15. Right?
Oh my god! I don't know. I don't want to watch this team again. I don't. I think Embiid has fallen from the ranks of beloved Philadelphia athlete to Ben Simmons status. Maybe a tinge above
that is an insane statement.
People are so fucking mad at
It's
Embiid.
early. They're in their feelings right now. But listen, hold on a second. While we're on the topic of Embiid, that was pretty good. While we're on the topic of Embiid, does everyone I'm not going to make excuses for the guy because he played and he was there and he looked pretty good when he looked good. When he didn't look good, he looked horrendous, right?
He looked like a fucking quitter is what he looked like. No, I don't even care about his fucking stats and whatever he has. First MVP not to get to the conference finals ever.
Does anyone remember that he had a fucking 4 to 6 week injury in the end of April? Why are we acting? No, it does matter. It matters because
it doesn't mean you get to quit. It doesn't.
I didn't say that. That's not what I'm saying.
It doesn't mean you get to fucking quit, and that's what they did.
That's not what I'm saying. You're right. That's what they did. They couldn't pick him up. He was fucking hurt, dude. He was fucking hurt. He played hurt. He was questionable every game. He fucking gave everything he had in game 6. They fucking lost it. And he was fucking hurt going into game 7. He had no legs. He had nothing. You're telling me he can't fucking bust out on Horford? Get the fuck out of here. When you watch that game, he was not himself. It was very, very obvious. And people act injured because he quote unquote was in the game. I don't want to fucking hear that shit. Of course he's in the game. It's fucking games. It's the second round of playoffs. He's going to play. He wasn't 100%. And people think I just don't understand why no one's even talking about it. Nobody. Because I think it's because no one wants to make excuses for him. And that's not what
everyone's tired of it.
I get that too. I do. But it's the truth though. He was fucking injured. So we're watching this and we're like, Embiid has no heart. Embiid has no fight. And that's how I felt on Sunday. And that's how I felt on Monday. But then I realized he's fucking hurt, dude. And no one's talking about it. He might even need to have surgery. No one's. So I feel like you have to look around the whole room in the team and be like, yo, what the fuck? What the fuck happened?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't like the body language, and he definitely quit, and Harden quit. Oh, and I don't know. The fucking basketball, man. Every time I watch it, I'm like, this shit's rigged. And I know it's not. I know it's impossible that it's rigged.
Dude, I literally saw someone on Twitter talking about magnets in the basketball. That's how fucking dumb people
are. Oh, shame. I know you're fucking
I'm 41 years old. I've lived through a lot of different genres of life, okay? People also used to say stuff was gay, and we don't say that anymore. There's a lot of words that people don't say anymore. I listen. I get it. So I self-censor, and yes, I did almost say a bad word.
I love that you said it and it wasn't me. We've been on 88 episodes.
I didn't.
No. I'm just saying. I mean, we've been worried about me. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say. We've been worried about me.
We have been. Here's the other thing too.
Hey. Let's go back to the magnets in the basketball. It is plausible.
Oh yeah, just like it's plausible that they fucking put detonation charges in the fucking World Trade Center, right, Kenny?
Did you watch that video I sent you?
Oh my God, would you stop it?
It's literally perfect. A building wouldn't break down like that.
Oh my God, stop it. Just stop. Go back to the other subjects.
No, I will not. Because you are wrong and you will not admit. It's like Pearl Harbor.
Oh yeah, was Pearl Harbor fake?
They fucking knew it was going to get bombed and he didn't do anything about it because he wanted to go to war. That is on record.
It's not true.
What do you mean that's not fucking true?
Sponsor us. This is our only hope. Philly's logo. So our only hope right now.
They're 500 and they don't look fucking good.
They'll be fine.
Bailey falter. Fucking jerk off.
Don't get off the Sixers yet. We're not done. So, what are we supposed to do? How many? Show me another center that every play runs through.
Jokic.
Okay, show me another one. There isn't one. And that's my whole point. They run their offense through a guy who, yeah, of course, he's 7'3", 280. You think he's gonna just be a fucking brick fucking fortress wall? No. They've never had a legit point guard that could take the fucking pressure off of him in a game. especially in a playoff game. And that's why they fucking fail every time. It's fucking frustrating, dude. It's frustrating. He's never going to be healthy for an entire year ever because of the way that they play, the way
They would
that
be
they run
better.
shit.
Like they would be better just sitting him for 35 games in the beginning of every year.
Or like in the middle.
Yeah, or something. I don't know.
35 is a
Just
lot, but
I know. I'm just kidding. Imagine. I'm just saying. Imagine if they just hit on any of those fucking picks, man. Just imagine
which picks?
any of the process.
Any of the
picks.
Okafor and any of that shit?
Yeah, just imagine if one of those guys panned out. Imagine if Ben Simmons could shoot a jumper. Holy God.
Mm-hmm. What if? You know,
I knew I shouldn't have got wrapped up in it. I knew that they were gonna make me sad.
you look at like when you look at like offensive threats and the way that teams run their offenses, you don't see what they do in Philly, and you don't see what they do in Denver. Like it's not normal. It's just not. And I was looking at the list of people that are like available. It's not good. It's not good. You're gonna run fucking Porzingis up in here. You're gonna run a double big man offense. Like what are you gonna do with that? I ran a trade. I ran a trade where they could get Luca.
Yeah, okay.
Not that Dallas would ever do that.
Why is JJ Redick the favorite?
Okay, so you saw the odds. You're talking about the odds for the coach?
Yeah.
I need to know what website that is because I'm gonna go bet on fucking Sam Cassell.
He's what is he? 18 to 1?
18 to 1?
Why is Allen Iverson on this at 500 to 1?
Because they're trying to get idiots that will just bet on it.
Andre Iguodala, 50 to 1.
Dumb.
Dawn Staley, 20 to 1.
No chance.
Jeff Van Gundy. This is the worst fucking list. Frank Vogel.
I almost feel like that list is fake and John Clark got duped.
Well, it wouldn't surprise me. He is one of the dumbest.
Yeah, so there was a list of coaches who will be the next coach of the Sixers. Nick Nurse is on there, isn't he? Dick Nurse?
Yeah, I don't know if I like that.
I don't like it.
I'm honestly though, like if they get him,
he did nothing. He did nothing but suck. He won 1 year on that one fucking lucky ass year that they had, lightning in a bottle, and then they fucking sucked after that.
I don't know. I mean, it's not the worst option on it. I want Monty Williams, but what do I know?
I think that's where they're going to be. I think you're going to be Monty or Sam. What I think.
Although Monty's going to have his choice of a place, and so or a choice of what I'm trying to say.
Yes.
And so is Boldenholzer. It's fucking German. He's going to have a choice. Frank Vogel would be very disappointing. D'Antoni will literally make me want to fucking hang myself. Mark Jackson is interesting at 10 to 1. I wouldn't hate it. I wouldn't.
Mark Jackson.
He put together the fucking Warriors team. Steve Curry's a leech. Or Steve Kerr.
No. Okay, you're talking about it. Are you talking about the other Mark Jackson? Okay.
What Mark Jackson are you talking about? You talking about the announcer?
No, I'm getting things confused.
I could tell because.
Yeah, no, I'm getting things confused. I had to look up a picture. Now I know who he is now.
Yeah, he would be.
I had to see him.
I think he'd be a good choice.
My first thought that came to mind was Phil Jackson, and I was like, Phil Jackson's not coming to coach anybody.
Phil Jackson hates the NFL or the NBA now.
Mm-hmm. Sure. I'm sure he does. I don't know. But we don't know. We won't find out that this. We will not know the coach of the Sixers for a while, is my guess. I have a feeling that it's going to take at least a couple weeks, probably the end of May. That's a guess. It might take longer. I don't know.
You see Jokic's line?
No, but I know that I wanted to bring this up because
19, 15, 7, and 2 blocks.
I was laughing at everyone like on the timeline in Philly because everyone in Philly is finally like watching a Jokic game tonight because no one in Philly has watched Jokic play. I mean, that's you can almost unequivocally say that. And
Yeah.
the guy's like legendary. He's legendary. He's a big man who can shoot and pass like no one's business. And what's he have? He has 19, 16, and 7
And 2
at halftime. So it's like,
yeah, he's fun.
He's legendary. He's legendary. So,
It was
people
never
from Philly
like
are like, oh, Jokic is actually pretty good. Like,
it's never like it was never really like a Jokic. Like, is he bad or we hate Jokic? He's not good. It's like it's mostly that 14-year-old kid that just really makes you hate Jokic.
right, that we now know is a 14-year-old kid.
Yeah,
like you would never
because
know.
like, and that per source guy, you know what I'm talking about?
Oh,
I
God.
unfollowed him. I don't even care. I had to unfollow him. He was brutal.
I do know.
Because they're just talking. They're trolling, and like there comes a point when the trolls got to stop trolling because you can only troll so much. I'm a pro troll. I drop bombs and I leave.
Yeah, I do know.
I'm a troll master.
I will give you credit though, Kenny. The clown tweet was primo. I liked it.
You like that?
That was good. That was good thought. Those good thoughts.
Because that's how I fucking feel. So this kid's like saying, "Oh, Embiid's not even good." Like that's where I gotta stop you. You know what I mean? You can defend your guy. You can defend your guy all you want. No one gives a shit. But like to say that he's not good is just fucking asinine. You could say he's injury prone. You could say he doesn't show up in the playoffs. I could agree with that. Mostly because he's hurt every time. But you can't say he's not good. And you can't say he hasn't. He's won the scoring champion. He's the scoring champion 2 years in a row. Maybe 3, I think. And, he's obviously in contention for the MVP the last 3 years and finally broke through. You can't. I don't know. You know what I'm trying to say here, though?
Yeah, and like there's always like anytime you want to argue with somebody, you can always find stats that like make your guy sound better. Like that's just the way stats are. But the stats work with each other. So like the stats don't always tell the whole story. And this year they gave it to Embiid. Should Jokic have win 3 MVPs in a row? Probably not. I mean, like no, probably not. Is he good? Yes, he's absolutely good. Will he be a Hall of Famer? Yes, he absolutely will. And there's no question. I have no question in my mind. And will he win a championship? Probably. Will it be this year? I don't know. The Celtics are good. That's the other thing. We went into that second series we went into the playoffs knowing that the Celtics were the best team in the fucking NBA.
Yeah, and of course, because the NBA doesn't reseed, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard of. Seriously.
It's stupid. And then obviously the Sixers probably would have been in the Eastern Conference Finals playing Boston.
And losing in Game 7.
Probably. But they would have but they would have been in the Eastern Conference Finals, and it changes the trajectory of your fucking franchise. Yep. The NBA is so stupid in so many ways. So many ways. That play-in is dumb. I don't care if it's an extra game, it gets more money, it gets more people interested. I don't care. It's stupid. You played 82 games. You don't need more games to know who makes it.
Well, and like if you think about it, we almost didn't get the Heat almost lost out.
Yes.
And they're in the conference final.
It doesn't, but it's stupid though.
No, I agree with you 100%. Yeah.
They would have been in the playoffs. They would have still been in the playoffs if there was no play-in. You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah, but I'm saying they lost to Atlanta, so if they would have lost again, they would have been out.
Yeah, and they would have never been able to go on this run.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's fucking stupid. They were the 8th best team in the league for some reason, and here they are.
Well, I mean, you could be the 8th best team in the league if like someone gets injured and you're not actually the 8th best team in the league, but like that's where you're seeded because that's what happened in the season, in the regular season.
No, definitely, I agree with you.
So there's all that kind of shit, and like what's gonna happen, I don't know. I think to me the fact that they fired Doc means that Harden's coming back. to me.
Yeah, I don't think you're wrong.
And I don't think I hate it because, dude, Harden and Embiid together were good.
Yeah, another year with them would be different.
Different coach, different mindset.
You know, it would have been cool keeping Jimmy Butler.
Different rotations. Now, people are getting concerned about, again, I think I should say this too. The only way Embiid is leaving Philly is if he wants to.
Do people think that the Sixers are going to shop Embiid?
There are many people that think that because I listened to Sports Talk today, and there are many people that think that. There's no way.
That's just fucking dumb.
There's no way. You don't shop the MVP. That's
you
stupid.
also he's probably going to make the Hall of Fame, right?
And he's not even a bad. Yes, he's not bad. We did not lose because of Embiid. That's not what happened.
We didn't win because of Embiid, but we didn't lose because of Embiid.
That's fine. You can say we didn't win because of Embiid.
I can and I will.
Yes, you can, though. He's injured. Yes. Again, yes. There's no arguing that. But he was injured, and people not bringing it up is fucking weird to me. You needed Maxey to step up. When's Maxey start to blossom in the playoffs? I don't know. You needed Harden to make a couple shots. He's a fucking he's a vet. What is he? 34 years old?
That he is.
Come on, dude. You got a 25-year-old out there fucking dropping a 50 piece on you in game 7. It's fucking atrocious.
Oh my God. Tatum is young as shit, isn't he?
25 years old. He dropped a 50 piece. He broke the record for game 7 performance.
Do you think Jaylen Brown walks though? Because I kind of think he does.
Well, there's a lot. The Celtics have some issues on. So this is almost like they need to do it because I don't think they're going to keep both of them. And I think Marcus Smart is out too.
Come to Philly. We need a guy like that.
You would take him in a heartbeat. I know you would. You like him.
Yeah, I would. I fucking love him.
You're a fucking closet Marcus Smart fan. I fucking hate that guy.
I've followed him though since Oklahoma State though.
Yeah, no, it's fine. It's fair. He's good. I mean, listen, if he was on the Sixers, I'd fucking love him. Like I said to you, that's
Could you imagine a lineup with
you love if you have him?
Marcus Smart and PJ Tucker, it would just be fucking dogfight. It would be like 21 out there
with a guy who can actually score.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Like that would fucking be tenacious.
Tenacious. What
tenacious D. I don't know.
I don't know either.
I'm actually optimistic, to be honest.
Oh man. I kind of want to watch the Flyers.
No, that's kind of I think part of what has turned me, right? So the Sixers, when it first happened, I was like, fuck this team. I fucking hate everybody. Get them all the fuck out of here. And we have 2 days to get over it. And then it's Tuesday night now. And we're a little bit more rational.
Wait, I have a question.
Yeah.
And I'm moving this along and we can go back.
That's okay. We spent plenty of time on the death of the Sixers.
There was why did I think that the Flyers fired the coach?
No, they didn't fire.
I know, and I saw a press conference where he was there, and then I still just to the second had the realization that they didn't fire him. No, so they said that it was down to 2 people. It was Keith Jones, or who's the other guy? Do you remember? I sent this to you.
Pierre, right? No.
Fuck.
It was another booth guy. It was another TNT guy.
Yeah.
Olczyk.
Anyway, so who?
Wasn't it Eddie Olczyk?
Yes, thank you. So we were I must have been on crystal meth. Holy shit. Because Briere was always the GM. They made that very clear.
Yes.
And obviously Torts was there. So I think I was thinking that the Keith Jones, Eddie Olczyk was for the head coach. I think I just blacked out.
You had a moment. You had a senior moment.
So was that to replace Dave Scott?
Yeah, he's the president of hockey operations.
Oh my God. Yes.
That's amazing.
It's even better than I even thought.
Dude, it's perfect. He was on WIP this morning. I had a fucking boner for a fucking
Yeah, I did. I listened to that fucking thing.
Dude, he said he just knows, he gets it. So if there's anybody who's going to try to do it right, it's him. I believe him.
I do too. No,
like, that doesn't mean it's going to work.
Exactly.
It
could fail.
Yeah, it could be a complete fucking disaster.
Hey, here's a good idea.
He's going to fucking try, though.
Here's a good idea. Maybe all the teams can think on this one. How about, besides the Eagles, how about not missing on draft picks? Can we stop doing that?
Yeah, I mean the Eagles have figured it out. Draft from the good.
I mean, Jalen Reagor is still disgusting. Just a pitiful, disgusting mistake. But if you have Justin Jefferson, it changes the trajectory of your team because you don't have AJ Brown, you don't have Devontae Smith. You know what I mean? You don't have these key guys, so
you might have Devontae. You might have Devontae.
I don't know, man.
But I don't know. Yeah, you might not. You might not.
I don't think you do. I honestly really don't believe you do.
Yeah, I mean, you can't you can't do that, right? You can't go back and be like, oh, I wish we had him. Like, yeah, obviously he's a fucking great wide receiver, but I think Devontae Smith might beat him.
What, JJ?
Mostly because of opportunity.
I don't think it's that. I'm going to get roasted on this.
You can't say it's not close because it is. I mean. Come on.
No, I was going to say, I don't think it's that far-fetched to believe that Smith can be better career-wise than Justin Jefferson.
Well, that's what I'm saying, but I think it has a lot to do with
Kirk Cousins.
Circumstances, exactly.
Anyway, back to the Flyers. So, they drafted a homophobic Russian defenseman at 7 and then gave him $7.5 million to do nothing. What was Chuck Fletcher doing? Like, I don't understand any of them. Not one of the things he did.
I don't know, man.
He traded. Listen, I'm not saying that Ghost was this perennial all-star greatest defense. They traded him for a pack of fucking gum. Okay, and then
they just offloaded him.
Then they signed Sanheim, who is at best a third pairing defender, who you could say is a very good third pair defender. That's fine.
Yeah, and he's got a full no trade.
And he's making $7 million. Yeah. And then to allow to allow Claude Giroux, whoever leaked that, to allow that leak to go out.
That completely ruined everything.
And we got a good Owen Tippett's good, and he's going to be very good.
Yeah, he's good.
But still, I just don't understand how you allow that to get out and why you didn't make a move sooner. So Coots is dead. Ryan Ellis is dead. I mean, and you hear what Coots said. He don't want to be on a rebuild.
Okay, well, you know what? If that's how he feels, then he needs to go. Because here's the deal. They're not going to compete next year. They might compete in 2.
I actually agree with you. Kevin Hayes, see ya. Thank you for nothing. Terrible fucking signing. Good trade because they had a little momentum going into the playoffs. Bad deal.
He's old. I mean, he's getting up there, you know?
And then his brother died, and he's been all fucked up since then. I'm not taking anything away from him, but it's true.
I mean, that's fair, you know?
Cam Atkinson, it might be the only move that I like.
And they have,
but he got hurt.
They have cap space. They actually have cap space, so they can move guys. They can make some shit happen in this offseason, and they could actually have a completely retooled squad in the next year, and then start to figure shit out and try to make the playoffs, get some fucking experience in the first round, get your ass beat, whatever, and then the year after that, actually fucking try to make some noise.
The NHL needs.
And maybe it's not hard to make the playoffs in the NHL.
No, it's easy. And maybe I'm wrong here, and you can correct me. I don't know how you feel about this. The NHL has an identity problem, an identity crisis, will you say, right? Because, okay, and you know how much I don't like Canada, but there hasn't been a Canadian team to win a cup in 30 years.
It's been a long time.
Long fucking time, man. That's like my whole life. Flyers didn't make the playoffs. Penguins didn't make the playoffs. Capitals didn't make the playoffs.
So you're saying that like the big name teams are struggling.
I don't want to watch.
And they
I don't want to watch the fucking Panthers versus Carolina. Actually, the Panthers are kind of fun because the
I will. I'm gonna watch.
yeah,
it.
because the Kachuk boy is a fucking animal, and Keith Kachuk was one of my favorite players growing up.
Yeah.
I used to fucking him, Chris Pronger on NHL Hits 2003. It was an illegal team. Chris Pronger. It was anyway. Long story short, they other major teams like I'm drawing blanks just because I'm focused on our area, but like
Wow. Detroit Red Wings. I mean, that's a massive.
yeah. Red Wings. You got like the fucking Carolina Hurricanes. Could anyone care any fucking less about the Carolina Hurricanes? Like that is a joke. That's a joke of a fucking franchise.
I mean, they built a following.
Yeah, I know. I get it. And it's a good place to fucking I mean, they do love hockey down there. I get it, but I mean, it's just no one wants to watch it. I fucking hate the red fucking jerseys and the surge. Like, you just shut the fuck up, you fucking pussies.
I had to look up the last Canadian
1993 Canadians.
It was. And
dude, can I get a little credit for that big brain play?
That's a pull. I mean, it is.
Jesus fucking Christ.
That's nasty.
That is a fucking. I don't want to hear anyone tell me I don't know shit about hockey. It's 2 years of not watching shit, and I still got it up in this fucking brain, baby.
Yeah, no, that's nasty. Patrick Waugh, man.
Yep. That's why I remember that.
Those are. I mean, they had some. They were good. And they only got one.
They really do have. They have an. This fucking mosquito is the biggest thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
Is that what you're looking at? No, they got two.
Well,
I'm sorry, they got two.
What?
They got 2 cups, not one.
Oh, okay. Well, he keeps landing in the spider web, and the spider web's not. The spider's not big enough to get him. Do you know what I mean? So like he gets in there, and then the spider run. You see him? Oh, he's on the keyboard. He's on your keyboard. He's on me. Woo! Oh, now I got malaria.
You're gonna get malaria, man.
Do you see this bitch?
You're gonna get West Lansdale virus.
Look at this.
Ew, kill him. What are you doing?
I'm gonna eat him.
Oh my god.
It's good protein. Hold on, people.
Oh man. West Lansdale virus.
I'm just smashing them in my garage carpet.
No, but we need hockey back, dude.
Yeah, I it's my favorite. I miss it.
It's so electric when it's good.
Can you justify can you say I mean, I might say this, but can I say I'm back because Keith Jones is here?
I literally tweeted today from the podcast or yesterday. I don't know, maybe yesterday. I'm ready to be, but yeah. I'm like when they make wholesale changes like this, and it's people that you feel like you legit feel like you can trust, either because you already know them.
That's what that Tortorella quote was. He's like, I don't understand why people are like, oh, they keep hiring the same fucking people from the organization. And like, yeah, you could argue, but you know what? They were
not the same. It's not the same.
Yeah, and they were hiring dinosaurs, man. Paul Holmgren, fucking Bobby Clark. Like, these guys need to be shot in the back of the head. A little old yeller. Oh, I got heartburn. And then now we have a young Keith Jones knows what we've been through. Knows it.
Absolutely. He's been on the radio. He's been around in Philly for 20 years, dude.
He knows what this team is lacking. We'll see what ends up happening. What's going to be big is the draft.
He's already putting out quotes like the blue line's important. Like he's talking about the blue line and obviously that's where you start, you build. It's like building a defense. Like it is literally building a defense, but it's foundational. Like it starts with foundation. And the other thing that they talked about, a couple things that he talked about that were really interesting to hear from someone, because we never heard from someone from the Flyers ever. They fucking hid in the corner because they knew they sucked and they weren't doing anything about it. But he mentioned culture, and he mentioned, player involvement and like play marketability of players. Like, dude, you could probably talk to some real hockey fans in this town, like real hockey fans, and they couldn't name three players from that team. Like actual and people, and they're actually hockey fans, because they did nothing to market the team. They didn't even try. It's like,
what do we say about Comcast though? Like they're making an effort. I feel like they're
no,
making
they
a
are.
true
They are
true
right
effort.
now. It
Yeah,
took a
because their
little while.
fucking bank accounts are getting fucking beat up.
It took a little while, you know. That's the other thing.
Chuck Fletcher. Let's talk about that. Let's get into that.
Well, I almost feel like I need to find like a list of his transactions to see how really terrible they were.
All right, good, because I can rant for a little bit while you do that.
Yeah, go ahead.
First off, a lot of you guys don't know this. I was or am. I used to be a 2-fan kind of guy, right? Like I have all the Philly 4 for 4, and then I pick, a team that speaks to me out in the West. Never another East Coast team. It's always a West team in every fucking thing. And for some reason, it was Kevin Garnett, Minnesota. Anyway, long story short, I was a Wild fan, right? Zach Parisi's a big reason for this.
And you have mentioned in the past your love for Zach Parisi.
Never saw him play. Went to like 13 games he was a part of. Never got to see him play. When Chuck was with the Wild, I thought to myself, this might be the worst GM of all fucking time. He was terrible there, and then he comes here, and there was not a glimmer of hope. He's fucking blind. He's like, oh, we got to lock up Travis Sanheim for 7 years. For what? What are we locking up a third defender for more than 2 years? I don't understand.
Yep.
I just don't understand how that guy lasted as long as he lasted. And it was a while, right? Like, I think he was here in 17 or 18, right?
I think that sounds right.
Jesus fucking Christ, man.
Yeah, that sounds right.
I mean, dude was terrible. Provorov got that deal. Carter Hart signed, which I think he can be good. He just doesn't got a fucking defense in front of him, so I don't blame him.
I like Carter Hart.
Yeah, no, he's good. And he's young, so he's got some problems.
And he's not a head case, you know what I mean? Like he stays in. Like he knows the team in front of him blows, but he's not like breaking a stick across the goal every fucking night, and like, you know what I mean? Like he's not doing crazy shit.
No, I agree. And they got some solid backups that could be starters in the league, And going away from Chuck for a second, like Bobrovsky's a weird fucking thing for me too. I don't understand what the Flyers thought they were doing there.
I don't even know what the Flyers got for Gostisbehere, because on this,
I know what it was. It
literally says future considerations.
It was a salary dump.
Right. It says, well, it does say 4.5 million.
Yeah, it was a salary dump.
I mean, that's.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't do anything really well.
All right, so let's just go. I'm going to go back to 2019, okay?
And is that when he was here?
Well, I mean, there's something, it's spinning and it's not loading anything else. So
I'll look that up. You keep going.
All right, so I'm just going to start with like the people that he brought in, okay? Bobby Brink.
Who?
Yeah. Gunnar Wolf Fontaine.
Who?
Tyler Pitlick.
Oh, I like that guy. He was good. Right. He was a scrappy third or fourth line guy, and then he got he either left or got traded, and he was in Arizona for a little bit. He was an okay player.
So I didn't mind Pitlick. They dumped this guy. They dumped Berube. Jean-Francois Berube.
Yeah, he's actually pretty decent though, right?
But they dumped him for future considerations.
Yeah, that's what they do.
Nate Thompson.
Ugh.
Yeah, for a 5th round pick. They got Derek Grant for a 4th round pick, and then additional.
Grant didn't do anything. He was on the Ducks, right?
I think he is now. Doesn't say who they are with now, but I think you're right.
Fletcher was 2018.
Yeah, I thought so, but it's not. It's just spinning. It's not going back
You're
that
good.
far. Nathan Knoll.
Oh, okay.
For TJ Brennan. That's a good. That's a decent move. Decent.
Yeah.
Yeah. He traded a pick, 4th. They get a 4th rounder for a 4th and a 5th, whatever. They got a 5th for a 7th and a 7th. They got a 7th for Gustafson.
He's decent, isn't
which
he?
he was decent. So I thought that moving him, that was another probably salary move, I guess. But he was only making 1.5 million. So
Yeah, I don't think they. And
I
not to
don't
be
know.
mistaken with the Gufferson.
Gustafson.
Yeah, he went to Germany. He stayed there or something like that. He was across seas. Keep
Um,
going.
they traded a fifth round, or they got a fifth round pick for Raffle, which was a terrible get back.
Yeah, because like I
Even
mean,
though
like
Raffles wasn't like amazing, but like,
energy guy.
yeah, exactly. And he is, what is he doing? He was on the Stars, but I don't know if he played this year.
I don't remember his name. I'll look it up. Keep going.
Yeah, Michael Raffle, Raffl. Um, then the doozy, Ryan Ellis for Felipe Myers,
Which we
Nolan
could all agree that guy was
and
done.
Nolan Patrick.
Wow, and Patrick sucked.
Yeah, yeah, sure. But they took on that massive salary, which started handcuffing them into the future, right? And Ryan Ellis, as we all know, has not really played any games. He has, but like it's been very sparing.
Well,
How many? How many even has he played? Do you know?
I'll look it up. Michael
Because
Raffle is on Stars, I think. No, this was from 2022. He's in Australia.
that's what I
Austria.
thought. Okay, so I thought he played for the Stars, but I guess he's gone, right? He's out of the NHL.
Out of the NHL.
All right, so I guess you can't really argue with that. You know, um, let's see, Ryan Ellis has played 4 games for the Flyers. $6.5 million.
That's fucking great.
For Myers and Patrick. Flyers trade Gossesbear for and a second round pick and a 7th round pick
For $4.5 million.
for $4.5 million.
Terrible trade.
This is where things started getting wacky, right? Like with the Ellis and the Gossesbear dump. Then they took on Ristolainen.
Why did they extend him so early?
And dude, they gave up a first rounder in that trade. They gave up Robert Hagg, a first rounder, and a second rounder.
I mean, Rister's okay. He's not.
Is he
worth,
that good? Is he that good?
He's not worth the money they're paying him right now.
Right. Then it was the Cam Atkinson for Jake.
I love that. I do love that a lot.
That had to happen.
Yeah, Jake stinks.
At that point, yeah. And then the next trade was the Giroux trade, which we should have gotten more than what we got. But so we got Tippett.
He's gonna be good.
I know. We got the 3rd rounder. We got the 2024 conditional first rounder.
What's the conditions on that?
The conditions are if the pick is a top 10 pick, then we will get their 2025 unconditional. So if their 2024 first rounder,
so we're gonna get a 2024 pick because they're not gonna be bottom team.
No, they shouldn't be. Well, they won't be. They can't be. Right. Well, yeah.
Well, no, we have a whole season to play, right?
Yes.
So
I mean, I would highly don't think. I mean, that would be a monumental failure.
It'd be good for. Well, it wouldn't be good for the Flyers.
No, it wouldn't. So they got Claude. They gave up Claude Giroux, Rubitsov, and Bonneman. Those are two. Those are all junior. Those are all AHL players.
Yeah.
Then they got a 3rd round pick from the Rangers for Justin Braun.
Again and again, right?
And then they got a 4th round pick from the Oilers for Derek Brassard. Like it's not like every move was horrible, but the ones that were bad were like, ooh, bad. And nothing moves the needle. Like listen to all these picks. Like listen to all this shit. I'm telling you. You know what I mean? Like they were trying to build the farm system. It feels like, right? Don't you agree?
Yeah, but I mean, yeah. I'm
Right.
sorry. I was looking up this Bobrovsky thing,
What
and
happened with
apparently
Bobrovsky?
they traded him because he was issuing threats to the GM Paul Holmgren, and he was the backup to Brizgalov,
Ilya.
and they traded him to the Blue Jackets for a second round pick, which turned into Anthony Stellaris, a fourth round pick, Taylor Lear, and a 2013 fourth round pick that they flipped to reacquire Simone Gagne.
So,
Nothing.
wow, Jesus.
And Stellaris is in the NHL, right? I think he was a starter for the Sharks for a little bit. Not that it
Who?
matters. Anthony Stellaris.
He was in.
Whatever. I mean that.
Doesn't he play for the Ducks?
Yeah, I don't. I know he was out west. I thought he played for the Sharks for a little bit.
Okay. So then Tony DeAngelo.
Oh my god! Can we talk about that?
For a fourth rounder, a third rounder, and a second rounder. So like, is he really building the farm system? All he's doing is shell gaming picks and not getting any return. It's just like all this fucking back and forth with nothing. You're getting nothing.
For Tony DeAngelo,
who basically said fuck you, Tortorella. Him and they were all fucking at each other at the end of the year. What a disaster. Evan Barat, another junior player with the trade with the Blackhawks. Cooper Zek. I don't know what these are. Isaac Ratcliffe.
Yeah, he could be decent, but he's still young.
Yeah, he's on the Predators now.
Yeah.
Unless they shelled him to somewhere else. Brendan Lemieux and a fifth rounder from the Kings for Zach McEwen.
Weird trade, right? Like just weird.
I don't even know what to make of that.
I mean, I like Lemieux, but it's the same player.
Yeah, it's weird, and Lemieux makes more money. Then the last move for him was, they got a 6th round pick from Ottawa for Patrick Brown.
Didn't they trade Justin Braun twice? Didn't he get traded and then re-signed in the offseason and then they traded him again?
I feel like I remember that, but it doesn't say that here.
Interesting. Fuck him. Pussy.
Well, actually, he could have, but if it was a different guy, it wouldn't show up under the Chuck Fletcher ledger. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, I see what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, when you listen to that and you just like listen to all that movement for no reason, it's like, what did you do? You just traded a bunch of guys for weird draft picks and then shell gamed the draft picks back for a bunch of weird guys.
Well,
like
that's why I was laughing when you were like, "Well, it looks like he's trying to rebuild the system," and then
it felt like that for a minute.
Yeah, I'm like, all right, wait till you get to it, buddy.
Yeah, like what the fuck? I remember being excited when Chuck Fletcher came, just because it was different, it was new, it was different. Like
shame. I know your name.
Shame on me, man. Shame on me. But I don't know what it is. I can't even really describe it. Maybe it's just because I'm fucking dying for hockey. Keith Jones makes it feel better. I don't know.
I feel you.
And Danny Briere. Because he was here too and he gets it. He knows it. And a part of me, I partly understand why the Flyers do this. I partly understand why they keep trying to bring back the right guy that played here, because it almost goes back to like I jokingly say all the time, like with the Eagles and all them, like, and the Phillies, like when you're going to bring in a guy, you almost need like literally a dude from Philly to like talk to him and get him and understand him if he can make it in Philly. That's these guys know what it takes to make it in Philly.
Yeah, no, it's a very fair point. And I wanted to circle back to Claude Giroux's season. Another good year. Just saying, everyone would tell me he's washed.
Yeah, what's the argument for him being washed? Now, here's the one argument that people can make. He can't win. He's not a winner.
Yeah. I mean, he couldn't even get him into the playoffs this year.
He's not.
They're They're going to be a problem though in the next couple of years. I mean, not even just based off of Giroux or anything like that. Just like they got a good squad up there.
Well, he goes to Florida and then he leaves, and now look at them. And then like Ottawa.
Which is funny because he had a good playoff though. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, he was fine. It wasn't him. It wasn't him. Oh, where's his playoff log? I wanted to see that real quick.
What?
Before we get off of hockey. Do you remember what he did?
I think he had at least 4 or 5 goals.
Did he?
I think.
Here it is.
Maybe I just wanted him to.
That's not it, because it says 82 games, and I know that's fucking wrong.
I mean,
Yeah.
what are the playoffs for 82? Could you imagine?
Now, okay, so he had 3. He had 3.
Okay.
That's solid.
What?
I mean, the one year for the Flyers in 2010, he had 7. And he had 3 power play goals. That's 10. He had 10 goals, bro.
Did you need to bring that pain up?
Well, I mean, he was legendary in that season. I mean, that was like when it felt like we had like the guy,
It never made any sense to me. Like, what if Kane never celebrated that goal?
I still will never forget the moment that happened off the left wing, and he slides it up there, and he was down near the boards at the bottom of the screen. And I remember him throwing his hands up, and I remember literally everyone else being like, "What is he doing?" Like, what is he doing?
Yeah, everyone on the ice and everyone watching.
Yeah, I was like, "What the fuck just happened? What is going on? The goalie's not moving, and like he's the only one with his hands up." And I'm like, "What the fuck?" And then we saw that replay, and it was like, the world ended.
I mean, there was no.
We can't lose. We can't.
There was no universe where the NHL gods the hockey gods were gonna give Michael Leighton a Stanley Cup.
Michael Leighton.
You know what I mean?
Lates. Well, listen, I'm excited. I'm excited to have hockey possibly back. We'll see. I don't know. It's all for them around, but
turn the beat around.
Checking in on Jokic watch. He's at 28, 19, and 12.
That's pretty shitty.
What a piece of shit he is.
Triple double.
He has 6 offensive rebounds. That's insane. That's insane. Are the Lakers not even trying to rebound?
What's the score?
103 to 89.
103 to 89?
Yeah, they came back a little bit.
Yeah, that game's over.
Yeah, probably. But they're getting out. Dude, the Lakers are getting out rebounded 14.
Oh yeah, that's gonna hurt.
Oh my God. I think the Nuggets have that series. And honestly, I kind of thought to myself, like, I don't think I'm gonna watch any more basketball. But I'm probably lying. Like I'll probably watch if it's the Celtics. What I hope happens is Celtics Nuggets. Because that would be entertaining, to be honest.
I mean, can Al Horford stop Joker?
No, you can't. Nobody can stop him because he's a good passer. See, that's the difference. Like he even if you can defend him, he's unbelievable with passing the ball.
What's considered an assist? How many seconds after you catch the ball from said player?
No, it's just the motion of the pass. Like if you receive a pass from that man and then you dick around for 20 seconds and you lay it up, that's an assist.
What? Say that again?
It's the last person to have touched the ball.
So it's like hockey.
Yeah.
Well,
regardless.
At what point does it not become an assist?
Well, I don't think the inbound is an assist. That's the only thing I don't think it counts.
And how many is it? One, like, is it a primary assist and a secondary assist, or just one assist?
No, it's prime. It's just one. It's secondaries.
So if you pass
assist in basketball,
if you pass the ball,
oh shit,
and you start dribbling it, fucking around between your legs, step back 3, that's an assist.
Yeah.
So it's like an infinite amount of time.
Why is that blowing your mind so much?
I don't think I've ever really thought about it. And this brain is a landmine.
Yeah, I mean, it needs to lead to the ball. Like it needs to lead to the play, like to the basket.
So if someone passes you the ball and the defender knocks it out of your hand, that's not and then you shoot. That's not an assist anymore.
No, like I understand what you're saying now. Not every pass is an assist. So like,
yeah, that's what I'm trying to get at.
yeah, like if you inbound it and then like you throw it to Jokic and you're like setting up a play, right? And then he dishes it to Jamal and he like fucking does all this shit with the ball and then makes a shot, it's not an assist.
Okay, that's why I was confused.
Yeah, no, it's like I think the rule is like I think the actual rule is like it's not an actual rule. It's like an unspoken rule. It's like 2 dribbles, I think they give them.
Okay. See, that seems
then,
believable.
What's believable?
Like that like what you were saying earlier, which I was getting hung up on, where you're trying to tell me. I'm like, well, Jesus fucking Christ.
I was not being clear.
There would be 100 million assists a game.
Yeah, triple double would be fucking easy at that point.
I mean, honestly, there'd be secondary assists and
yeah,
thirdly,
it has to like lead to the basket, like lead to the scoring. Yeah,
that's crazy. It's good on me to learn. You know, that's what it's all about, boys and girls. Learning, growth.
Oh my god, dude!
Turn the beat around.
Let's see. The Phillies. Let's just touch on them real quick before we hang this thing up. The Phillies are not they're not in trouble, but they're flirting with it because what's happening now is I've never seen anything like what happened yesterday.
What even happened yesterday?
They started Connor Brogdon.
Oh yeah,
because Bailey Falter has trouble in the first inning. I mean, that's fucking bizarre, dude. Like I'm not gonna say I don't know. I don't know if it's overthinking or not. I don't really know if that's what it is. But he ended up having to come in the first inning with 2 outs with the bases loaded in like the highest leverage situation you could think of, and he got out of it. But yeah, isn't it easier to just let him start the game? Like I don't know. I think that they were hoping that Brogdon would be able to go 2 innings, I guess, and then Falter comes in. I don't know.
There was no fucking plan.
And then after that, they fucking optioned him to AAA. So part of me is like, what were they trying to figure out? It's almost like they were giving up It was almost like they gave up that game yesterday to try to figure out if Falter can do anything else.
Yeah, they were like, well, maybe Brogdon can get us to a point where we only have to play Falter for like an inning or 2. You know,
that's what it felt like after the end, after it all was done. I was like trying to think about it, and then as soon as the game was over, they optioned him to fucking Lehigh Valley. And I'm like, okay, so that means that
imagine going to like an Iron Pigs game and it's fucking him. You're like, fuck this guy.
He'll probably be fucking lights out in AAA.
Yeah, he'll probably be pretty good.
He's not that bad. He just he needs to find it. He's all fucked up.
Name a pitcher that isn't.
Well, I'll tell you what, Verlander looks like he's fucking washed up.
Yeah, I like that. That's a waste of money. What about Trevor Bauer?
He's getting fucking smoked in Tokyo.
Can you sign him?
You don't want him. He's getting smoked.
I'm just saying, like, he's got to have a clause in his, agreement that says, like, if an MLB team wants to sign me, I'm out. Right?
Is he allowed in the MLB?
Yeah.
That's cool. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I know
I don't know if he's cool.
All I know is that he's had like 2 starts over there, and he's given up
3.
3. Okay, and he's given up like 6 runs or 8 runs in every start.
8 of them. Yep.
Yeah, that's
good on him.
Yeah. He's getting paid.
That's what I mean. Just a leech on society. I know a
You know,
couple of them.
the Phillies are teetering on second and third place, like with the Mets. They're already equal with the Mets, which everybody in the beginning of the season was like, "Oh my God, look at this Mets! Look at their payroll! Look at all their players! How could they ever lose?" Well,
But
and then
you didn't expect this.
I fucking 100% did. I told you this.
No, you did not.
You
You silly
motherfucker. Yes,
goose.
I did. Yes, I did.
Receipts.
Yes, I did. And everybody was like, "No, no, 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 no. They're gonna be good. They're gonna be good." And they might turn it around. I don't know. What do I know? I just know they suck. How about that? They're all bitching and moaning because they lost their closer because of the World Baseball Classic,
I know, Buck.
and they can't do the fucking trumpet bullshit. Well, Kenny, we didn't really get to talk about the Eagles' schedule, but we have plenty of time to talk about the Eagles' schedule.
Yeah, I'm not worried about it, but I'm terrified.
That was the only thing on my to touch.
I am terrified.
Lot of tough games on that schedule. A lot of
Yeah.
tough games on the schedule.
If they were just spread out a little bit better, you might not be worried about it.
That one rip of games, I don't remember the week numbers, but it's like 12 to 15 or something like that.
No, 9 to 15 or 9 to 14.
Yeah.
What is it?
It's Cowboys twice.
Cowboys twice,
Niners,
Buffalo,
Bills,
Kansas
Chiefs,
City, not. Yeah, that's what it is.
Seahawks.
Yeah, good for us.
The side's going to get tested. I know that.
I mean, if they're 9-0 and they drop all 5, who cares?
Stop.
What?
Who
You're
cares?
9-5.
Come on.
What?
You actually think that's good?
No, I think they beat the Cowboys once. I think they beat the Bills, lose to Kansas City, lose to Seattle, beat the Niners.
Okay. I can see it.
That seems plausible to me.
Yeah, well, you split with Dallas, right? Like you're not going to.
You're not. Hopefully, you don't lose both.
Right.
And then the Bills are beatable. I don't care what anyone fucking says.
That Chiefs game's winnable.
It's
a regular season game. They're not going to go fucking 17-0.
I know that. I'm just saying.
It's off a bye. They're off the bye.
I'm just saying if you're looking at like potential L's.
Yeah, the Chiefs are a potential L. The Jets are a potential L, to be honest. Dallas is an L, potential L. We already said the Chiefs. Buffalo is a potential L.
Miami.
Kansas City, I already said.
Although they could beat Miami. They could beat Miami.
Miami's a toss-up. It's a home game, so they should win that. The Niners. The Niners is a home game. They got to win that game.
I can't listen to them.
We can't. They can't lose that game.
No, they're the worst. They're the worst fan base in all of sports.
The
Worse
Giants.
than the Cowboys.
They're gonna lose one of them games to the Giants.
Yes, it's inevitable. Go through the schedule. Start it over week 1.
All right, here we go.
We'll jump back into it tomorrow.
All right, let's do this. New England. At New England.
Win.
Home Minnesota.
Win. I see these mock things where they have the Vikings beating the Eagles. The Vikings don't beat the Eagles. They just don't.
I'll tell you this. Is there a path for them to lose at New England?
Yeah, of course. Absolutely.
Okay, I think so too.
Yeah.
I think so too. At Tampa Bay.
Win. Fuck them.
Home against Washington. That's a destruction game. That should be because that's a payback for last year. They might win that game by 30.
That's a win.
At the Rams.
Is Matt Stafford playing? That one's tough. I could see them losing it.
Okay, if they lose that one, then at the Jets is a win.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I feel about that. Home against Miami.
They win that.
All right, so far we have what? 1 or 2 losses?
Yeah.
All right. At Washington. Are they sweeping Washington?
I think so.
All right.
I really do.
And then home against Dallas before the bye.
L.
Before the bye.
Yes.
Oh God, that's gonna hurt. Gonna hurt.
Mm-hmm.
So if that happens, then they are 6-3 at the bye.
I like that.
I like that. It's not bad. But you have the gauntlet coming up after the bye.
Yeah. All right. So who's number one?
All right. So you go at Kansas City. Let's just do it in groups of 3 here. At Kansas City, home against Buffalo, home against the Niners.
LWW.
2-1
Yeah.
in those 3. Okay. Then the next group is at Dallas, at Seattle, home against the Giants.
Win.
Okay, because you're saying they have to split with Dallas. That's why you're giving them that
Yeah.
win.
Mm-hmm.
And then the win at Seattle, that's tough.
Yeah.
Double
It
road.
is.
Double road.
I just don't trust Geno Smith.
That's fair. And then home against the Giants, you're saying is a win on Christmas Day.
Could be an L though. I don't. You know how hard it is to sweep in the NFL.
Hard, yeah.
Yeah. So like, I like to project those 6 games as 3-3 every time.
Home against Gannon.
Oh my God, we play the Cardinals.
Yeah, dude.
What a fucking cuck. Yeah,
week 17, dude.
That's a slaughter, baby.
Oh, I hope it is. And then at the Giants to close it.
Yeah, it's the one of them.
It's probably an L, right?
Yeah, I would think so.
Unless they need it.
Yeah, it all depends. Yeah, it's a good point.
Like if they need that, they might actually win that game too.
Yeah.
Is Daniel Jones good?
I don't know. I want to believe he is.
He's mid, right?
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I mean, I don't know nothing.
He's
honestly.
top 10. He's top 10, maybe.
No,
I don't know. He might be top 10.
No,
he might be.
2 is better than him.
All right, he still might be top 10.
No way.
All right, so that gives them 5 losses.
That feels fair.
It does. 12-5 feels right. It feels right. We'll visit this probably 1,200 more times before September 10th, the season opener.
September 11th.
10th.
Damn it, miss it. Just like those pilots missed the landing.
They weren't trying to land, brother.
That's for sure.
Yeah. So on that note, let's just wrap this bitch. Sixers, fuck you.
Boo.
We will be back. I will be back. I mean, I'll be back. I was really not optimistic.
Fuck that.
After everything happened, but I had time to think about it, and I really need them to figure out a way to run their offense where everything doesn't go through. Clown. All I'm saying is everything can't go through Embiid. That's all.
Clown.
All right. All right. Let's go. We will most likely see y'all in a week.
Maybe.
We'll see. We'll feel it out.
Maybe a break is needed.
Yeah, I mean the Sixers season was draining as fuck.
Call a spade a spade.
You know, it was fucking draining, dude. You know, I don't know. And the Phillies are gonna be competitive.
Sucking wind right now, though.
Are they losing?
No, I didn't look. I'm looking now. Oh,
don't look now. But the Lakers are making a comeback.
A little pushy push. They are losing 1-0.
Yes, just saw that. And the Lakers are down 111-102 in the 4th. I'm definitely going to watch the end of that game. So, that being said, thank you guys for listening. If you're new to the podcast, thank you for making it an hour and a half into this fucking train wreck.
Peace, love, and hoagies.
Code Love and Pain, Manscaped. Do it.
Oh, yeah, shit.
We should probably say that at the beginning of the podcast.
Yeah, what are we doing?
I think there's probably about 5 people that make it this far, if that's even true.
I don't know. We're gonna find out.
I might be one of them.
I don't listen.
I still listen because I like to know how bad we are.
I can't do it.
I just want to know how bad we are. All right, let's go, Kenny.
2 twin towers burn for several.
Oh my God. Goodbye.
Good night.